new, hit subscribe below. So I'm Jackie, she, her are my pronouns here. I am a therapist, coach, consultant, Reiki practitioner, astrologer, tarot, energy, oracle reader, all the damn things, boo. And today I want to be vulnerable and share my shameless truth with y'all. I know that we've been through some very heavy energies lately with the full moon in Aquarius yesterday, or wherever you're from. Maybe it's today, maybe it was before yesterday, but we can still feel these energies, 3 days before, 3 days after. And there's Mercury retrograde going on. So if you know, I couldn't hop on my computer to actually get this shit going to share my message with you. And also there's been, Neptune retrograde, Saturn retrograde, the planet of karma. We've had the 888 portal. Just so many different things astrologically that are just being very enhanced right now, and felt by the overall collective energy here. So I just wanted to share with y'all on my channel. I know I don't always talk too much about myself, hopefully not too much, but I really wanted to share that I was in Bali for a couple weeks. I was there the first week for some business opportunities. I will share with y'all soon, so make sure you hit subscribe, boo. As well as my own personal wellness retreat for mindset work for me, for a women's retreat here. And so before I dive into that and some things here, I just want to share that what I'm going to be talking about in this video today are really just some revelations, some things about, the retreat. I did pull cards on the energy with what I wanted to share with you too, Bill, as well as some channeled messages right now for you. And so a couple things here when it comes to these overall collective energies and feelings. So I titled this video today, like, you are growing or you're leveling up and growing into your power. So this message is for you if you are like, I can't keep doing the same thing day in and day out. I need to make a move. I need to make a change. I need to move forward with my life. I need to shamelessly take these steps here and be fucking honest with my shameless truth, okay? And so there's this collective energy in the background with the age of Aquarius being here of, you need to be the most authentic version of yourself, as well as not hold your gift back from anyone, anything else in, relationships, love, sex, life, career, all the above. So I don't know who needs to hear that, but just don't hold yourself back during this time. So right off the bat, I want to talk about Bali for a hot minute. So I'm going to be sharing with you a exercise that we did, and I wrote it down in my little journal here, as a tool, for mindset here. So basically this exercise was explained a couple different ways to me, and it was supposed to be a self-love letter to oneself. So as you may or may not know, journaling exercises and narrative therapy techniques, tools, work can really be helpful to get out of your mind and to embody any kind of power here. So one of the things with this was on the new moon in Leo when we wrote this. It could have been a letter, to yourself, your inner child, your future self, whatever. And it could have just been like quotes, mantras, reminders, affirmations, things that you truly need to remember for yourself. So I'm going to be vulnerable here and share my letter. And just disclaimer, this is something that I did not share on the retreat because your girl over here, she triggered some people with her confidence. I'm not going to lie. And I just did not feel like some people would have been ready or welcomed my shameless truth here. So I'm sharing this with all of you, and hopefully this helps or inspires some of you out there to embody your shameless truth and the most authentic, shameless, honest version of yourself here. So let's get started here, okay? So dear you, fuck the naysayers, fuck the haters, fuck the liars, fuck the placaters, fuck the people pleasers, fuck the scarcity, fuck the users, fuck the abusers, fuck the bullshit, you're over it. You've carried enough, you've taken enough, you've done enough, you are enough. Before you give your fucks away to others, give a fuck about yourself first. Fucking love you, speak up for you, care for you, show compassion for you, and give grace to you. The shameless truth is not everyone deserves you, your fucks, your energy, your time, your care, your compassion, your money, your gifts, your love, and your listening ear. The ones that do will hear you, respect you, learn from you, listen to you, pay you, care about you, ask about you, give to you, work on themselves because of you. And the ones that don't won't. No matter how hard it is for others to hear you, if they care enough, they'll listen. Not only that, they will try to read between the lines, ask rather than assume, repair rather than apologize, respect rather than disrespect, put themselves in your shoes, listen rather than hear, and know because they care versus show they care because they want to know about you. Most importantly, they will try to understand you and hold space for you too. They will be selfless versus selfish. You've had to grow up fast, and I'm proud. You've endured a lot, and I'm proud. You've been your number one cheerleader, and I'm proud. You fought battles by yourself that nobody saw, and I'm proud. You fought battles by yourself that many saw and chose not to have your back, and you have had to have your own back when nobody else would. I'm proud. Keep going. Keep fighting for what's morally right. Keep calling out shame and staying shameless. Keep teaching others. Keep being honest, integral, and accountable. Keep being real and authentic, even on hard days. Keep being assertive. Keep being confident. Keep learning and listening. Keep feeling and healing. Keep advocating. Keep creating. Keep helping. And keep teaching people how to treat you. Keep showing the world what you're made of. Keep slaying. Keep speaking the fuck up. Keep shining. You are fabulous. You're a pure soul. Your energy is magnetic and draws people in. Use it wisely. Discern who is and who is not worthy of it. For those that are not, let it and let them go. Better, healthier, and more deserving energies are coming in. These people will be genuine and will think and feel and care about you too. You deserve people who ask about you, people who don't interrupt, people who don't tell you what to do, and people who surprise and treat you for a change. People who stand with you, not against you. People that fight for you, not with you. People who speak the fuck up with you when times get tough. People who repair and manage conflict. People who know your wants and needs. People who respect you and your boundaries. People who grow with you, and people who accept you and affirm you. People who give a fuck about you and give their fucks to you too. Remember to give a fuck about you first and your fucks to you first. Then some, not all of your fucks to others second. Only spend your fucks on those who spend them on you. I'm proud of you. I'm rooting for you. I love you. Stay shameless, boo. So that was my letter that I wrote to myself. A lot of the women on the retreat, I don't think we're ready for this because a lot of people might be like, a self-love letter, and you got the word fuck in there a lot. Yes, I fucking do. And I wanted to share this because I felt like my shameless truth could maybe help just even one person, or in any times that you feel powerless, you show up and you watch this video and you remember that I am powerful. And because you stand in your power and because you are confident, you are going to trigger other people. And this was a lesson I had to learn on this retreat, that whether or not people knew it, I saw that I triggered them. And whether or not people gave a shit about themselves, I probably cared too much about them. And that's a life lesson that I need to release and learn in regards of not giving my fucks to other people who don't even give a fuck about themselves. So there's a lot of different things in regards of victim programming and people being stuck at lower vibrational subconscious levels of programming and energy. And that's something where some people will never move out of that in this lifetime or this timeline here. A lot of times too, like with the read between the lines thing, when it comes to people in life, if they actually know you, like you, love you, trust you, and care about you, they're going to pick up on you energetically. They just are. Like your aura is going to be able to be magnetizing to people that they might actually know what you feel and how you feel it. Like in regards of the woo and spirituality, like some people call that telepathy. And I know that my therapists out there might be hating and be like, girl, that's magical thinking, blah, 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 blah. You can't assume what people are feeling. No, and people can pick up on cues to read between the lines when it comes to some of these things. There's some things out there too where there's so much going on in this collective energy where it's woe is me, and it's like you get to be, either your problem to your problem or your solution to your problem here. And so for me on this retreat, like my problem was myself when I was giving too much energy away to people that didn't even care to give that to themselves. And so this is where I get to call back this energy. I get to reclaim my power, and I get to remember that I need to give a fuck about myself first, and also check in who energetically is in alignment of receiving those fucks and that shameless truth or feedback in regards to some things, and who just wants to fucking claim victim and stay victim here, right? Because the people that want to move forward with you in life, they're going to have to choose. You get to be the villain, the victim, or the hero of your story, and we may move in and out of those energies, but you are always co-creating your destiny. And that's why I wanted to title this read like, you are fucking powerful, but you also have to take your power back from people. And so this is something where when I wrote this letter, it was on the new moon in Leo. So for any Leo babies out there or during Leo season, this could be a really good letter writing to yourself, or moving in and out of those energies, you know, in your transit chart or in your birth chart or in your future chart, whatever, to do this for like your younger self here. And also say like, damn, I'm fucking proud of you. You got through all these fucking things and nobody even knew it. Not that anybody needed to, right? But like, you also deserve to be seen in how powerful you are. Let's talk about the tiger shirt here, okay? This shirt is inspired by someone that was on this retreat. And she was like, you, my dear, are a tiger. Like, you're going to hear me roar. I was like, cool, let's alchemize that energy. And you know, your girl looked up what the fuck do tigers mean. And it was actually pretty cool when I wanted to share some of this shit, right? So the short version, tiger literally means power. Assert your power in new endeavors. New adventures will bring opportunities to express power and passion. So it's like people can just feel that passion when you are in your fucking power. It cannot be faked. And it's kind of this energy that's so real. It's like, do you want to mess with that tiger? They're fucking powerful over there. And so whether or not you actually want to hear them roar, you might hear them if you just keep going back and forth with it. And that was the thing with some folks. I kept giving them the feedback, the shameless truth. They didn't want to hear it, bro. But that's for them to work and heal their triggers. I also thought it was super interesting because out of the big book, y'all, it says passion, power, devotion, and sensuality. Ooh. So this says cycle of power, nocturnal, full, and new moon here. So this is what tigers represent. They talk about they're magnificent and they stir a feeling of awe in all of those that see them. They are well known for their ferocity and power. So this is something where it's like, whomever in the collective resonates with this message, you are being called to step into your power during this time, and don't back down, and don't go back to past versions of yourself because it's not gonna work out. So go get them, tiger. Like, let them hear you fucking roar. When it comes to the cards that I pulled on this energy, I got a gorgeous new shadow like deck, which talks about you know, shadow work, all the different things. We're gonna be in eclipse season here, y'all, but I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And I pulled from the Positively Present deck, and this says, and these cards just match. So you are growing into the person you are meant to be here, wanted to come out right away. So something in a lot of you is like blooming, seeds are being planted, and this is something where you get to decide who you want to share these brand new opportunities with and who you don't, and claim your power. This also says seek comfort in those who are close to your heart here. So people that truly actually love you. It's this care to know, not, or this know to care because they actually care from a genuine heart-centered space rather than just care to know, to gossip, to chitter chatter, to talk, whatever. And then we had two other cards that came out together, which I thought was very interesting because it definitely represents, you know, we are in this fiery season of motherfucking Leo, okay? We're going to be moving into Virgo soon here on Thursday, but then we also have waters. So there's been a lot of emotional upheaval during this time. So make sure you're working with your elements. But this says, no feeling is forever. Allow your emotions to float through you here, okay? This is one of the things where you can see them, feel them, validate them, heal them, and also be able to release them, let go, and say, I am not my feelings, I am not my thoughts, I am not my body, I am not these things, and be able to move forward in other areas of your life, but not letting these past feelings, narratives, stories, shame hold you back here. And we have set fire to your fear and you will spark growth here, okay? So maybe a Reiki burning bowl ritual could be really good for some of y'all out there. This was also a retreat to be able to work on mindset and fears and all the damn things. And I have more that I'm going to be talking about when it comes to this retreat and what I learned with my lessons and personal growth and everything like that. And whatever you're afraid to do, overall energy, Spirit's like, you have brand new opportunities here. So now is not the time to play small. Step into your fucking power for whoever needs to hear that. Keep your door open to new experiences is what's showing up for you, okay? So don't close the door on any opportunities unless you rightfully know that they are not for you. Maybe old past connections are not for you, but this is brand new beginnings for those that actually choose to create the life that they want to and step into their fucking power, despite not being liked, despite other people getting triggered, despite people arguing with you, despite people trying to change what they think you should do in life when you know what is in alignment for you, okay? Out of the shadow light deck, we had, I laughed because we had the self-love versus self-loathing came out. And I was like, that's so funny because this was a self-love retreat. And quite frankly, I'm not going to lie to y'all on my channel here. Honestly, it was a shit show of a retreat. So meaning there was a lot of things that people were in more of this energy of self-loathing. And we only really talked about self-love and mindset for a little bit of the time. And sometimes you have to like balance the energy of like, let me feel this loathing, let me just fucking have this frustration in this moment here, and then let me go switch, you know, to the light part of it to alchemize it into self-love. But it's like when you just try to skim over someone's feelings, your own feelings or your own emotions or someone else's, and you try to repress them, that's gonna be really fucking hard to get somebody to be in this self-love energy. So we don't shame people for emotions. We don't shame people for having them. And we don't shame ourselves for having them either. We honor ourselves. And even if we are in a self-loathing kind of energy, we can always alchemize that energy and create something powerful from it, like this video. And then we had generosity versus egoism. So this is one of the things of like the energy of like, are you stuck in ego or are you actually being generous with what you want to do, create from a heart-centered space here, as well as give? So there's just a lot of things that are going on. You could see lots of people during this time going through a lot of self-pity, self-hatred. This is a bit of a call out too. Like I've been in these energies when I was in Bali, absolutely. And I've been recovering from these energies since Bali, absolutely. And this is one of those things where no feeling is forever. And it feels so much better to just be able to take time to prioritize myself and my wellness here, okay? Not having to cling to anything. But then you may also see other people be stuck in some of these energies too collectively, because we are at a time where people are exhausted, drained, burnt out, and it's like overworking here. So let's read the self-love, self-loathing card. We have the 25, which breaks down to a 7, crown chakra activations. Also third eyes, dreams have been fucking buck right now in the collective too. Thank Neptune retrograde for that, Bill. But self-loathing means putting yourself down and making yourself feel less than you are. It's the way you speak to yourself and the way you think about yourself. It's the opposite of self-love. Loving yourself doesn't mean you believe you are better than anybody else, but rather accepting you are not, and believing that is okay. Nobody is better than anyone else. We are all good at different things. If you pulled this card, it's an indication that you need to give yourself some love. Stop seeking it from others for a while and see what you can do to give it to yourself instead. It's time to look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself lovely things rather than putting yourself down. Take a moment and search your thoughts, especially the ones related to yourself. Look out for thoughts that start with I am and finish in something negative, or I never will and end up in something you truly want. We all have thoughts like this, and this card indicates that it's time for you to challenge those thoughts. Ask yourself if they are true or might there be a different side to them. For example, if you tell yourself that you will never get that dream job, there's a high chance it is not a fact, rather it's something you feel. What happens if you instead think, what is stopping me from getting that dream job? Or even if I might never get my dream job, am I still trying to even if I don't get my dream job, I can be happy? Perhaps change it to a question such as, what can I do today to get closer to getting my dream job? Self-love looks like, I am not perfect, but I don't have to be. I give myself permission to listen to what I need in this moment rather than pressuring myself to do the thing I should be doing. You don't need to punish yourself if you are not perfect. You don't need to force yourself to do things that don't feel right. You have the power to give yourself permission to accept that you are not perfect and you don't have to be. Affirmation: I give myself permission to accept my imperfections. Make a poster to remind yourself to show yourself love and appreciation, and take your affirmation or ones that you feel inspired by. Here are some suggestions. I'm not perfect and I don't have to be. I love and accept myself for who I am. I am enough and I am worthy. So at this retreat as well too, like, this was another thing where your girl fucking triggered people. At the end, like, there was this, circle up, and, I didn't feel deep connections with everyone there, that I had something nice to say to everyone or about everyone, because I truly didn't want to be fake and I wanted to be honest. And so I just said my shameless truth to the group was, take no shit, be honest, own it, say sorry, whatever the fuck I said, stay shameless, that's it. And because at that point in time I was like, people weren't always participating. I've been participating, and you know what? These fucks are not to be given away for free anymore, okay? Our words are expensive in energy, and that's what Paevu, my girl, says. So shout out to you if you ever watch this video. It's the motherfucking shameless truth here, okay? So one of the things with that is, like, someone was saying, well, we're gonna have a circle at the end, blah, 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 and this person's going to go around and say nice things about us, or we're gonna go around and say nice things about each other. And I was like, I don't need that. This person's like, well, over explaining a little bit, like, well, no, it's just because it's gonna be a nice closing and ending. And I was like, yes, and I don't need that. Like, I'm confident in myself. I love myself enough to give those validations to me. And quite frankly, people don't know me on this retreat. They see a projection, a version of me, but the ones that actually sit down to get to know me, know me. So I don't want, I don't need all those compliments. I don't need all these things, whatever. And that's exactly what I was trying to say with this line here of loving yourself doesn't mean not that part. Stop seeking validation in other people here, okay? And start believing it and working on it in yourself. Yes, it's nice to get compliments. Yes, it's nice to get external validation. Yes, and if you can't even do that for yourself, then this is something, the shameless truth of, you may have to work on your self-love, your self-care, and your self-esteem here. And for people that haven't or don't or won't get where I was coming from in my stance and everything like that, that's something where it may not connect for them, and that's okay. It doesn't have to. It's one of those things, though, in order to stay shameless, when I say that at the end of all my videos here on my channel, it's to be the most honest, authentic, real version of yourself. It means practice self-love and self-care. It means saying no to things when you don't want to do things. It means truly validate yourself, because if you can't validate you, don't expect anyone else to. Boo. Okay. And one of the things that I love that this card said was, like, saying no can be self-love. One of the biggest things, and why I wrote this in my letter, was ask rather than assume. There was this energy of a lot of these folks, and people were like assuming that you'd go to dinner and Jackie doesn't have a bedtime and Jackie doesn't care about being in her bed at a certain time of night. I have a Pisces moon, y'all. So if you know, girl needs her rest. And so it's one of these things where people, I wanted them to ask me, and if they were like, why isn't she coming to dinners or participating in these excursions? The thing is, I'm there for the retreat. I'm there for the mindset. A retreat is not the same as a vacation, y'all. So when it comes to these things, I encourage all of you in the future, if you are going to a self love retreat to take care of yourself and self-care overall. Think about travel boundaries. Think about your routines. Think about those things that you need, like in the morning, or that you want or you desire. Is that tea? Is that a certain coffee? You know, is that a schedule? Like, what are you doing for the day or the week? Is it preparing your mindset for the week ahead and stepping into some of this stuff, right? So be very intentional and ask people rather than assume what it is they are or they aren't doing overall. Yeah, loneliness versus connection. So when I said no to other things or excursions or people were probably like, why is she being all alone by herself? Like, you can't force a connection, and you can't force anybody to do something that they don't want to do. And that's a big life lesson when it comes to retreats and when it comes to these things here as well. And so when it comes to that, you have to ask before assuming what people will and won't do in their life. So remember, you have the power to manifest and create these things in your life. Shut up. I pull a card. Through honest expression, you can create new connections here. Okay. And we have love on this card overall. We have throat chakra energy here. Middle of the deck. Now's the time to share your light with others. Here's the thing. With the light, you can't have the dark. You know, with the dark, you can't have the light. And that's what the shadow light, you know, oracle deck talks about here. And this is something where people also need to see those shadow spots of themselves, those maybe darker energies within themselves, and really get in alignment to the light that they want to be in their life or in other people's lives. Because it is easy to be a victim, to blame, to shame, to hide away in a corner in a dark space or energy, rather than do something better for yourself with that. It's like that quote, like, change or remain the same, or nothing changes when nothing changes here. Okay. So I just wanted to share this letter with all of you, this shameless truth, you know, this tiger kind of energy here. Maybe tigers are significant to you, but I just hope that this video really inspires some of you to step in your power, move into your power, or in the future, come back to this when you feel powerless, because I'm here to tell you that you are fucking powerful, and you co-create what is happening in your day-to-day life, the present moment, and what's to come next too. Hello, Chris. Hi, Jackie. Yes, I do all those things and I'm good with it. I'm learning to love myself more and make myself happy. Keep shining. You keep shining too. To all of you here, come back and watch this video as many times as you need. When you feel powerless, remember the affirmation, I am powerful. I am powerful. I am strong. I am amazing. I love myself. I heal myself. I feel myself. All the damn things. Okay. I may do reads if y'all want them. I don't know. Today. So if anyone is there in the chat and you want some reads, let me know in the chat right now. But for those of you that are new, that are watching this, hit subscribe, because I have so much more content in store for you. Like this video, help my channel grow, and maybe send this to anybody who may need a little pick-me-up, or to remember that you believe in them and you believe in their power too, and that you can always alchemize that energy, boo. Put it in a video, put it in a letter, share it with somebody, do whatever. And tell me in the comments below what resonates with you as well. Thank you all so much for being here. Stay tuned for more. Stay shameless.